I want to show you how I made a very simple search widget in Firebase and Svelte, and I just used about 40 lines of code on the client side to accomplish this. Now you can go and find search drop-down libraries that will give you very complete functionality, but it'll add about several thousand lines of code because it's a very all-inclusive widgets. They have all sorts of features, but in our case, when we type, we just want to get the display name of a user on the system, or we don't want to show any results if there's no results. So this is what we have here. So I'm basically we're searching on a field in Firebase called display name, and the logic is basically if there's a string in here, we don't show it when there's no string in here, when there's not a match in the database, and that's pretty much it. Also, we want to click when we click off somewhere else, we want to hide the widget as well. That's basically all I want to do. Now we could get a library for this, but I'm going to show you how we did it on the code. So let's just go over here to our nav Svelte. Okay, so let's just see here. So in the nav, we want to add some logic to this. Now we want to have search string, search result, and user closed. This is the field that when they click outside of the drop-down box, we want to close it. So in terms of the events that we're listening to, if we go down to our search input here, if I can just remember where I put it. Okay, so this is the actual drop-down logic, search result, search string, and not user closed. And the drop-down, sorry, the input is up here. This is the input, and so when we type in the input, we want to have the search string bound to that, and then we have the on key up. So on key up, what it does, we get the search result from Firebase, and that will be an array of items, and then we just set user closed false because we're not closing it once we have a search result. We want to display it, and this user closed thing is toggled when the user clicks on the body of the document, and this is done through body document add listener. So that is when you click outside of the body, that comes in here and sets this flag to closed. And when we leave this component, we want to destroy this listener, so we're not adding the listener each time we render the component, which would be a memory leak in a sense. Okay, so in terms of Firebase, and you can see, guys, how many lines of code was it for that logic? Let's just count this: 6, 9. Okay, about 13 lines of code for the JavaScript. And in terms of the actual rendering, we have an if condition, and then we have an each statement which goes over the array returned from the search results that displays this div here, which is absolute positioned. And it's kind of neat as well because it grows depending on the size of the data. So we just do Nico, or yeah, this is just, it's very easy to maintain. We can make this a bit more tidy. We can make it perfectly aligned, but it's not adding a lot of bloat to our code base here. In terms of Firebase, then that's quite simple too. I'll just go to the Firebase backend file. So in here, when the search, so this is search. So search is based on display name. So when the user adds a display name to the user, then we are querying over that. And we're searching users, and then we're searching this display name lowercase. Now this file, this is a path that's added when the user creates or updates their display name. And that's how we do a search within Firebase like that. And we're basically returning it as an array. So this is where we set it. So when we want to modify the display name, we create a copy of it and we make it to lowercase, and we do the insert for the user's path here, and we also create this duplicate property here. So if we go into the emulator, so we can see here when the user updates their display name, we get the lowercase one, which in this case it's not lowercase because it's not changed because the original value was lowercase. And that's what we're querying here, the display names. So that is in a sense how I'm pulling off the simple search functionality, which is very good for a minimal viable product. At the moment I don't need more complicated searching. In the future might be the case, but that's just to let you know how you can do that.